Alright guys, sorry I'm a few minutes late. I was getting the kids to bed and doing some last minute stuff around the house. But we are here. I just want to say thank you all so much for the 2,000 subscribers. This month has been absolutely bonkers. Like, I'm blown away at, well, just the level of interest in this story. The whole DEI stuff, the Sweet Baby Inc. But, you know, from the bottom of my heart, this is the most amazing thing that there's this level of community that's out there, you know, that we can still find common ground despite, you know, political differences and everything else in life, that there's this common belief among just gamers, if you want to call it that we just want to play good games, you know, and that the whole DEI agenda that's been pushed into everything, it's not necessary, it's completely disgusting, it's racist, and it's just something that needs to stop. And I think that we can all kind of agree on that. So it's nice to see us all kind of coming together and finding common ground, finding some commonality in all this. So that being said, I want to kind of catch up on a few of the stories that I noticed today. We are live, I do believe, on Rumble. Should be live on Twitter as well if you guys want to watch on Twitter X. I'm not sure if you guys have chat functionality yet on there. Sometimes it seems to work, sometimes it doesn't. But then of course we're here live on YouTube. So let us jump into some of the stories that we've been covering the last few weeks. We'll do a little recap on a few things and some interesting stuff. There's been a lot going on today. I had to work today for a short while, but then I was dealing with other stuff around the house. But every time I looked at my phone at Twitter, there was something new that just kind of popped up. So we're going to cover all this stuff, starting with Pokemon, of all things, because I didn't realize that Pokemon was going to be something we were going to be talking about. So here we go. So, where we are at now, we had this story from Games Industry Biz, or .biz, however they go by, talking about the DEI push with Xbox. And this was my last video I did talking about how Xbox is going whole hog headfirst into the DEI push, regardless of the pushback from gamers, regardless of what people are feeling about all this stuff. They're just going for it. They're going like balls to the wall nonstop, right? So they have this woman that's in charge. Her name is Katie Jo Wright. She's the head of the Gaming for Everyone and Sustainability. And basically they have this toolkit that they've made and that's going to be available for any developer to basically help them work this DEI agenda and accessibility and inclusion into their games moving forward. The whole idea is to reach, I mean, they say it's to reach a broader audience, a global audience. But again, just like the head of the studio that made Helldivers said, a game for everyone is a game for no one. If you're trying so hard to appeal to a mass audience, then you should give out a product that people are going to enjoy regardless of it. You know, it can't be a niche item. It can't be something that has to be for a certain subset of people, or the majority of people aren't really going to want that. And that's the thing that this DEI push is really missing the mark on. So that's not a new, like a shock, that's not a new thing. We already talked about that. But now we have PC Focus talking about how the Pokemon Company is going to pay someone $200,000 a year to push them into wokeness. And remember, Pokemon Company, Japanese company, and a lot of people have the misconception that the Japanese are super based, that they are not buying into wokeness at all, that they are not going headfirst, just like the West is, into the DEI agenda, into the woke ideology. Unfortunately, Japan is slowly creeping along with the US, with Canada, with Australia, with the UK, embracing a lot of this really sick, twisted, woke mind virus. And unfortunately, Japan is not this bastion against it. Developers over in Korea, I mean, there are other countries that are doing a much better job at deflecting the DEI push than Japan. Japan, unfortunately, seems to be backpedaling and giving a lot of ground to this nonsense. And so here is the article from that Park Place talking about this. Pokemon Company doubles down on wokeness with job listing for Director of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Social Responsibility. All buzzwords that don't need to be in a Pokemon game. I mean, I haven't played many Pokemon games. It was never my thing. My kids have a few of them. They really like them. And they really like the... I guess Pokemon's technically an anime, right? So they really like the Pokemon shows. Really super into it. But the whole diversity, equity, inclusion thing doesn't have any place in Pokemon. Like, it doesn't nothing about that gels with everything I've seen from Pokemon, the games, the shows, all that. So the article goes on to say the Pokemon Company doubled down on their embrace of wokeness with a job listing for their location in Bellevue, Washington. Hey, I should hit them up. That's, I don't know, hour and a half away. I could go there. Couple $100,000 a year. I could spew a bunch of BS rhetoric for a living. Why not? For a director of diversity, equity, inclusion, and social responsibility. Okay. The job listing appears to share that the position's role is to discriminate in hiring practices. Well, that's the whole point of DEI, isn't it? The job summary reads, the director, diversity, equity, inclusion, and social responsibility facilitates and promotes the Pokemon Company International's global culture of innovation, diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. This role will partner with the DEISR team to build diversity, equity, inclusion, and social responsibility. Oh, okay, so the SR is social responsibility. We have a new acronym. Initiatives and programs to influence employee engagement, talent acquisition, talent management, charitable community engagement, and marketplace opportunities across our global team to engage and retain talent and foster relationships in local and global communities. That's a whole lot of words to say a whole lot of nothing. And unfortunately, that's just always the way these things work. In all seriousness, if I wasn't so pasty white, right? If I wasn't so milky white, I'd apply for the job. I'd make up a BS resume. I'd put a bunch of fun facts about me being like super liberal, super woke, super diverse. You know, all my black friends I have, my questionable orientation, my fluidity, and then I would just send that in and see if they'd give me an interview. Because hey, $200,000 to sit around doing nothing, that's a pretty sweet deal. It says this role will ensure that the core elements of TPCI culture. What's TPCI? We missed something. What is TPCI? Are well defined and ever present to employees, highlighting engagement as an essential component to support a positive, diverse, inclusive, innovative, and high achieving You can't have all that and be high achieving. You cannot have a high achieving environment with all that other BS layered on top of it. There's no way. This position will report to the Vice President and Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer, the CDO. Ooh. How much are they being paid? Lead the DEISR team and will partner with stakeholders across the organization and operate as an internal business consultant, it concludes. Oh, hey, I didn't realize I still have my music going. Sorry about that, guys. Let me put the kibosh on that. The position is paying between $178,000 and $211,000 for new hires with an upward ceiling of $250,000. Can you imagine getting this job? You could probably be fresh out of school, no real work experience, but if you're the right shade, if you're the right gender or the right orientation, you slap that on a resume, you walk in, you get the job, you're making almost $250,000 a year. That's just baffling. Where do they get this money from? I know BlackRock, Vanguard, all the usual suspects, but eventually their money runs out, right? It can't last forever. So it says it's no surprise that the company is hiring for a director of diversity, equity, inclusion, and social responsibility. Back in 2022, the Pokemon Company pledged $25 million to various organizations to support children and social equity. The company shared at the time at the Pokemon Company, and oh, that's what TPCI is. Okay. Pokemon Company International. There we go. We believe in inclusion and belonging. Alongside our Office of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and company core values, our employee resource groups help us all become the very best. The company revealed 4 employee resource groups. They include the Pokemon Black Diaspora, Familia Pokemon, the Rainbow Gym, and Women of Pokemon. Wait. The Pokemon Black Diaspora? What the hell is that? Oh my god. No way. Okay, so the Familia Pokemon says, Bienvenidos! We are a group of Latinx, oh my god, Latinx, Hispanic employees who are united by experiences, food, language, and so many aspects of our culture. Yeah, tacos, right? We're united by tacos. Dude, I love how they reduce people to say, what is like this trope? It's not the people that they claim are bigots that do this with Hispanic people. It's the people who actually like the whole, it wasn't Hillary Clinton. No, it was, what's her face? Joe Biden's wife talking about their breakfast tacos. Like, you're reducing them down to their food. That's just embarrassing. Okay. Where are we at? In so many aspects of our culture, we come together as a familia, which means family in Spanish and Portuguese. We all know that. And our purpose is to foster the professional development of our members in the Latinx community. Okay. Next one. the Pokemon Black Diaspora. I want to. What is this one? The TPBD Employee Resource Group. Our aim is to aid in the creation of an inclusive company culture by providing a supportive and uplifting community for Black employees through TPCI. We'll achieve this through education, community development, recruitment, and engagement with folks inside and outside the office. We want to create a place where every Black employee has a space where they can collaborate, relax, and empower each other through their daily lives. Black excellence and Black representation. Pokemon actually used the word Black excellence. I'm sorry. If you replace black with white, suddenly you're a racist. Suddenly it's problematic. These people, I swear to God. Okay, I think we're getting to the best one here, the Rainbow Gym. The Rainbow Gym states, welcome to the Rainbow Gym, TPCI's official employee resource group on a mission to celebrate LGBTQIA+ employees. There it is. It's all about creating a safe place for queer folks and allies. We provide helpful resources to allow for open discussions and internal support. Now, here's the thing that I don't understand. Now, I've typically always been like self-employed, work with family, work with friends. I don't do the whole traditional 9 to 5 very often with like, okay, you go punch a time clock and you have to do all that other crap and BS. I've always had the privilege, or not so much, depending on, I've worked a lot more hours than most people in my life. It sucks. But now I have a lot better off than I used to. But for a while, it was really rough, right? That's part of the whole working with your family thing. That's the trade-off. But at least I know, without even having like a real job at any point in my life, you don't go to work to make friends. You don't go to work to talk about your sexual orientation. You don't go to work to talk about all of your diversity issues or your struggles in life. You go to work to do a job. The job is there. You do the work. You get paid. You go home. So I don't understand why all of these corporations, I get why they do it. I don't understand why so many people fall for it. It's like you get up, you go get dressed, you eat your breakfast, you go to work, you do your job. Where in the process of your day, where in the process of your brain do you go, okay, I'm going to work. Now I need to go talk about Black excellence with my fellow Black employees. What the hell is that? Like, where does that come from? Oh, we can't leave off women. Okay. Women of Pokemon is committed to empowering all TPCI employees who identify as women, non-binary people, and all other marginalized genders. No! Oh, they're lumping in the non-binaries and the other people with women. Women can't even have their own space in Pokemon. Now they have the non-binaries with them. Dear God. Oh, boy. Oh, there's TPCI parents now. At the TPCI Parents ERG, we're building off of the love for children and family exemplified in the Pokemon brand. Okay, keep the parents and the love of children away from the other special groups. Just saying. I'm not inferring anything. Just saying. As for the organizations that the Pokemon Company was going to give to, it includes a number of radical left organizations, including the Trevor Project. Ooh, that's a bad one. 100 Black Men of London, Black Girls Code, BGC Canada. I don't know that one. Interfaith America, Young Women Empowered, and the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. Stop AAPI Hate, and more. Oof. Yeah, don't look at the stats about who actually commits the most violence against Asian people in the U.S. This group here, AAPI Hate, wouldn't get along well with a lot of these other ones. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. Don't look at the crime stats. Whatever you do. All right. Yeah, and Grums pointed out, I forgot I didn't bookmark this tweet. They've gone through recently, Pokemon has, and on Pokemon Go, they've had some updates. The tweet, let me see if it just brings the tweet up. Here we go. The picture says, trainers in the coming months will be testing visual changes in certain parts of the world. And so I guess this is the old model here, and this is the new one with the little beret. And you can notice, look at the shape of the face. They did the whole alloy thing with the wide jaw, kind of the fat face thing going on, whereas before she had more of a pointed chin. Yeah, definitely defeminizing there. He's like, I don't get it. Why was this a necessary change? Why did you do this to her? Yeah, you know why they did it to her. So yeah, this is just the application or the outline for what they're looking for with the diversity job with Pokemon. And it is a lot. There's a whole lot of crazy crap in here. But unfortunately, that's just where we are. I could apply. I could actually apply. Select a degree. High school associates, bachelor's. Where's my GED? Other. Get her done. There you go. I almost had my associates. I was 1 quarter short, and then I said, screw it. Never went back. Thought about it a few times. All right, let's jump off Pokemon. Let's go something completely opposite end over here, something that has nothing to do with wokeism. Dragon's Dogma 2. Now, here's the funny thing. Dragon's Dogma, I can't remember when I played the first game. I can't remember. I feel like it was like 5-6 years ago. I know I bought it for my Xbox. I know I bought it secondhand from GameStop, and I know I didn't pay a whole lot of money for it. I also didn't realize that the game was as big as it was, because I figured I wasn't really playing much online. I wasn't paying attention to all, like, I missed the first gamergate. I've already said that before. Like, I didn't know about all the drama in gaming. I didn't realize that there was so much of this crap that people were dealing with. I was just sitting at home raising my kids, occasionally turning on my Xbox. And so when I played Dragon's Dogma the first time around, to me, it was like, oh, this is an interesting game. I don't feel like it could be that popular. It just seems kind of odd, kind of different. Not your typical MMORPG, you know? It had a really different vibe to it, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Kind of funky, kind of cool. So now we have Dragon's Dogma 2 that everybody's been hyping the crap out of. People have been like dying waiting for this game. And it's getting raked over the coals, like really bad. And so the long and the short of it is, they did this thing where when they released the game, they had this, I wonder if I can bring up the picture. I'll use this picture from Sid Alpha here. This is a DLC pack for the game, okay? So you've got Dragon's Dogma 2 Explorer Camping Kit, camping gear, $2.99. Dragon's Dogma 2 Dogma Music and Sound Collection, custom sounds, $2.99. Harpy Lure item, thoughtful gift, change pawn inclinations, whatever. Okay, fine. These are your usual kind of like DLC things. But then they get down to, let me see. It's not the warp location. Oh, it's the character editor for $1.99. This freaked a lot of people out. And I've seen people talk about it and say, well, it's not exactly what you think. People are like, wait, why are you're buying a game for $70? Why are they charging you $3 for a character editor, or $2 for a character editor? Apparently, it's not something that you have to pay for in the game. You can I'm assuming you can get to a point in the game where you can edit your character for free. But I guess this is one of these things where you can access that part of the game sooner. And personally, I'm not actually butthurt about games where you can't change your character's appearance after you make it. I think Palworld, currently, unless they've updated it since they first launched the game, pretty sure Palworld you can't change what your character looks like. Valheim, I don't think you can change. Although Valheim is really low res, low pixels, obviously. It's not exactly like a highly, graphically intensive game. But I don't have a problem with games that keep your guy looking the same the whole time. Obviously, you can change like appearance, like, outfits and armor and stuff. But yeah, so this freaked a lot of people out. So now you've got like, let me pull up the Steam page here. You got like a mixed bag here.
We ask that all be spared the horrors of the fell dragon.
Here, we'll pause that. So if you look at the reviews, they are mixed right now, and it's not good. So let me just pull this up here. Guy says, character stuck in the floor, can't reload as it auto-saved, can't delete character, make a new one, off to a really bad start. Edit, I fixed it. There is, in fact, a way to delete the save game and start over here. Delete the most recent ones. For me, it was the top 3, then go back to Steam. Re-edit. People keep saying to load the last in, but that wasn't working either. So this poor guy is just trying to figure out how to get out of the freaking floor. Poor guy. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't like the idea, and I play games on PC. I do have an Xbox I gave my kids. I don't have my Xbox hooked up to my computer anymore. I do have a little dock for my Nintendo, so once in a while I'll stream a Nintendo game or something. But I play most of my games on PC, and even that being said, I don't like the fact that just because you're playing on PC, you're expected to know how to go in and change certain like files and stuff. Like, not everybody who plays PC does modding. I've messed around with it and I've figured out how to put the right file in the right, folder and stuff, but it's not necessarily like my first instinct. So not everybody wants to have to do all this troubleshooting just because they're playing on PC. And I know, unfortunately, it does kind of come with the territory. But this is just a freaking mess. Like, I've heard some ordinary gamers was talking about how there's frame droppage, apparently because they don't have like a capped frame rate, which a lot of people hate capped frame rates. I get it. People are like, I want to do, 80 frames, 100 frames per second, whatever. But I guess the game gets really janky because the frame rates just jump up and down. They have too many NPCs in the town, and so there's like a buggy mess every time you load in. The characters don't render in properly. I don't know what these people's problem is. This guy played like 8.5 hours. He's like, hey, Capcom, you can purchase a good review DLC for $1.99. 6.2 hours on record. After some testing, I found that I was able to improve performance outside cities to around 53 to 56 frames per second by going to Task Manager, going to Details, right-clicking the dd2.exe and setting priority to high, then disabling DLSS and FSR3 as these put strain on the CPU and thus any gains you can get are negligible. See, and this is the one I'm talking about. Not everybody who's playing a game on their PC is going to have this kind of knowledge. Yes, it's something you should learn, and if I couldn't figure it out, I would Google it and I would do it myself, but not everybody's that, resourceful. So unfortunately, the better situation is if you have a computer that has the ability to play something, make the freaking game work properly. Just make it work. It's like magic, right? Just make it work. Just do it. It's your job. You got one job. So his second edit says performance still tanks in large cities, even with the setting priority to high, but that was to be expected. Also, I feel I need to say that if you're getting great performance, that's fantastic. I'm glad you're one of the lucky ones. But please be aware that there are people who have hardware that does exceed the recommended specs provided by Capcom and are not that fortunate. And that was the thing, too, with a lot of, if you remember, Cyberpunk. I don't remember Elden Ring having as much issue. I do personally have some... I do remember when I played Elden Ring, I did have some stuttering issue once in a while when I was playing it on my computer. But, you know what, honestly, the game still ran great, other than a few moments where it would kind of sputter here and there. No problem loading, no problem rendering, the game ran fine. Cyberpunk, whole different story. But with Cyberpunk, you did have some people who said it was running fantastic for them, and others said the game ran like crap. So, there's going to be a mixed bag when it comes to performance. Nobody's going to have, there's not one game that's going to be horrible on everybody's computer. Hey, Proxy, how's it going? I post this only as a forewarning. I'm a massive fan of Dragon's Dogma 1. Hey, so is Dragon's Dogma Arisen like a sequel or a DLC to Dragon's Dogma? Because I never played Arisen, and I know it's a thing, but all I ever played was the first game. I remember looking at Arisen, or was it Dark Arisen? I can't even remember what it was called. I didn't think Dragon's Dogma was that big of a deal. I played it and thought there's no way anybody else really plays this game. And I liked it. I just thought it was a little different, Let's see, gonna keep it short. De novo, bad optimization, microtransactions. And, microtransactions are weird. Should they be allowed to exist in a single player game? Sure. Do they need to exist? Absolutely not. Would I prefer they don't? Sure. Microtransactions in a free game, you just found out the game exists, the first one or the second one? Because the first one, I played, so I was not connected to YouTube, I was not connected to, playing online multiplayer games. I wasn't doing anything with playing anything on Xbox Live. All the games I played were on my console, single player, at home, after my kids went to bed. That was it. So I think before I started playing games 4 or 5 years ago on Twitch, the last multiplayer game I probably played was Halo 2. Not even kidding. Yeah, so, but my opinion on the whole microtransaction thing, if it's a free game and that's how they make their money, it is what it is. You want to play the games where you basically gamble to get the better packs of cards or players or items like FIFA or the rest of that crap. To each their own. I'd rather buy a game one time and be able to get all the items by completing the game. That's kind of the reward of it, is when you play through the game, you get to actually achieve something. And there's a lot of people who recommend, that's why it's a mixed bag, they're not all negative reviews. It's just the top ones definitely have a lot to say. Product refunded, see you guys at 50% sale. That's probably going to happen too for a lot of people. There's probably going to be a lot of people who refund it and come back when it's on sale. Single player RPG plus microtransactions, WTF. When will this crap end? Everything that is a microtransaction should just be in the game. I get why everyone's mad about microtransactions. And again, like I said, I don't like it. I think it's scummy. But it's so tough because on one hand, I want to say, you don't have to buy the microtransactions. You don't have to pay for them. Like, I hate pay-to-win games. When you can have a multiplayer game and it's pay-to-win, I think that is shit. I think that is terrible. I think it's scummy. I think there's no reason for a pay-to-win game to exist in a multiplayer scenario. If you want to pay to win and you're playing by yourself, I don't really care. In my opinion, you're not that bright if you want to spend $60 on a game and then another $30 to cheat to get to the end of the game. That's like buying a book and reading the last page. Just go to the library. Don't buy the book. But I don't know. Yeah, the whole thing is just, it's off. It's weird. And then there's legitimate complaints about the performance of the game, the stuttering, how everything renders and stuff. So there's that too. Oh, let's switch back now. Okay, so we talked about Pokemon. We talked about Dragon's Dogma 2. This is some fun stuff. This is back to Sweet Baby Inc. and the DEI stuff and all that. So this is where it gets really good. If you guys recall, this gal here, name is Danny Lalanders. At least I'm pretty sure it's Danny Lalanders. I think that's how it's pronounced. Yeah, that's her. Okay, you gotta wait a second, honey. You gotta wait. So from Grums here, says, former Sweet Baby Inc. dev claims it was all misinformation, claims she doesn't hate white people, immediately gets called out by ex-friend and co-dev on her Validate game. And where are those? I'm gonna need those tweets, man. Oh, I thought they were in the thread here. Dang. Well, that sucks. Let me see if I can find them on Grum's Twitter account. Because this was really good. This was the gal that made the game Validate, which is a demented-looking, weird as hell looking game. And I'll pull up some of the reviews of it. It's very strange stuff. Let me see here. I thought Grums had the screenshots. Dude, you're failing me here, man. Oh well. Let's go back to this one. Anyways, so unless it's further along here. Oh, here we go. They are in there. Okay. So this gal, it's not a video. Damn. We'll play her little video here.
And I'm not serious about this. I have a team of 21 right now.
Pretty sure we all remember her.
It's a pretty big team. It's a crazy big team for indie games. But who is your team? Validate has a team of mostly all people of color. We have no white people on our team.
Not mostly.
I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment. And I know the best way for an environment to be safe is to be a...
The best way for an environment to be safe is to have no white people. That's literally what she's, in her brain, she's thinking. The best way to have a safe environment is no white people anywhere in sight. But she can't say it just like that.
Around people who are just like me. And I'm not saying that white people in the industry are creating unsafe environments. I'm not saying that. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying that sometimes it is...
I just love she's saying it out loud. She's hearing herself say it. In her head, she's trying to go, I want to argue with myself because I know I can't say this out loud.
It's hard to work with white people because they think that something made it okay, but it was really a microaggression. And no one wants to deal with that while they're trying to make a game that they love.
So the game that they love was this thing here, Validate. And we've talked about this before. Yeah, no, she did the whole time. The whole time she's saying it, she's thinking to herself, oh God, what am I saying out loud? I'm saying it out loud. I know I can't say this out loud. I know I shouldn't be saying it out loud. And if it was said from a white person about a black person, their whole life would be ruined. But I want to say it. I just know it sounds horrible, but I'm going to say it anyways. So this is the game that they wanted to not have white people involved in. Validate, okay? Yeah, they had an opinion. Exactly. Struggling singles in your area, and this is the review from the Xbox Hub. Oh God, this is on... Oh, hang on. I gotta look. And yeah, I still have Game Pass because I've already paid for it. Sorry. I buy the 3-month increments, so... Unfortunately, I've paid up through... I'll have to look. I don't know. But as soon as that's done, I'm done with Game Pass. I don't think I can request a refund because I buy the little prepaid cards ahead of time. Okay, let's see if we can find Validate. Is that on here? Oh, that's weird. Xbox Hub did a review of it, but it's not on Game Pass. Oh, well, at least that's one piece of crap game that's not on Game Pass. Dude, Game Pass has so many bad games. I love Game Pass. I hate the fact that it's Xbox because the idea of Game Pass is fantastic. There's so much good stuff on there. And then they've added so much crap, so much garbage in the last 6 months. Every time they do a new game, I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, why? What is this? So it says, modern dating is rubbish. It's the only conclusion that can be made from playing Validate, struggling singles in your area. It's a visual novel and dating sim that is stupendously all-encompassing, covering every kind of relationship. Now, this is the best part right here. Covering every kind of relationship across a multitude of genders. Multitude of genders. Apparently 2 is a multitude. Body shapes and sexual orientations. Yet the one common thread is that modern dating is hard, anxiety-ridden, and unabashedly rubbish. No, the one common thread is there's no white people. Okay, that's the one common thread. And I'm pretty sure I've gone through the characters on this game before. You can go through and find the list of characters, and my God, they are ugly. I'm talking even if they were straight and not confused about their gender, real ugly. Like, here you go. From gaming. You're here in your heart. That's disgusting, Richie. You come in now and say that when you see this, really? Come on, man. And yeah, from gaming, of course, they love this game. Dating, it never seems to get easier, no matter how old you are, whether you're looking on apps or in person. Finding someone to go on more than a few dates with seems to be a fairly common struggle. Most dating sims are looking to alleviate that pain and frustration with. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I've played the Sims kind of games. I've played the, Age of Empires. I've played where you control the little armies and the people, and even I think I had a Sims game on my GameCube or whatever. I understand the appeal of playing God and controlling people. It's fun, okay? Messing with them especially, it's great. It's good fun. But dating simulator. Oh no, you just got here half a second ago. Okay, fine. So you were hard for a different reason. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't understand the whole dating sim thing. Can someone explain it to me, because I don't get it? What's the freaking appeal? And then, okay, let's say you're playing I don't own any. You can even go on my Steam profile. I don't have a secret account. I don't own any hentai, any of those kind of like X-rated games. Okay, it's not my thing. I understand it's some people's thing, but it's not my thing. So I can understand the appeal in this situation of, ooh, look, it's like softcore, It's like, okay, or it's even hardcore in some situations. But you're turned on or attracted to the images you're seeing. Sure. All right, fine. So from that perspective, I get maybe that's their angle they're going for. But when these are the people, these are the things that you're looking at. Look at, my favorite is this one here. This gigantic person. I don't know if it's supposed to be a girl gone guy or a guy turned girl. Gigantic arms, really hairy arms, some sort of weird, is that a mustache or a shadow? Unibrow? I don't get it. Copium for lonely people? Yeah. And I don't want to shame the lonely people too hard. I mean, shame exists for a reason. Yandere, I don't know about that one. I'll have to look. I might have heard about it, but... And, I get it. And then there's the other side of it, guys. And I don't want to get too much in the whole red pill manosphere side of it, where there's the whole, but women don't want to talk to guys, you can't approach a woman. I get it. There are genuine issues where guys are kind of retreating and not talking to women as much. There's legitimate arguments for why guys resort to being I'll just play my game with the hot naked women on it. It's understandable in some aspect. I mean, I think guys do still need to be proactive and try to actually go talk to women. I think my cat's on the table. Hang on one second. Tucker. I thought you were the cat. That's just my wife rummaging around through something in the hallway. I thought it was my damn cat on the table. So I get it, but at the same time, I just think, all right, well, let's get back on topic. All right, so this gal's the developer for this horrible game, this horrible, awful, demented-looking, weird freaking game that I think, can we find on the Steam charts? Hang on a second. Let me bring this over here. I'm going to take a look. What is the best website for tracking Steam player counts? I guess I'll Google it. Validate player count. Active player count, current player count. I think current player count. I think there was like 3 people playing it as of like a week ago. Let me see here. Active player. Steam charts. I think Steam charts, yeah. Can you search for a game on here though? Search games, validate. Here we go. I need to bookmark this website. Validate current players. 0. Oh my god, this is great. Here you go. Validate volume 1, validate demo. They have a negative 0.1 30 gay gain. He basically made an anime porn high school game. Oh, interesting. That's kind of gross. Okay, so the game that she felt like it was so important not to have white people playing, or white people involved in making, not to have them around because it could cause microaggressions without them knowing it, has a 30-day average of 1.2 players. And that's probably Danny What's-Her-Face Lalander's. So, that was that important. Then she got called out for being racist. So here's her statement. She goes, okay, let's address this. In this video, I very clearly stated that the team for Validate is mostly people of color, because I wanted to have a team of people who reflected on the game we were working on. If you played Validate, you understand why this was important. If you see Validate, you want to know what the people that made the game look like. I mean, I don't find her attractive, but she's better looking than most of the characters on that game, if I do say so. I can only imagine what the rest of the people making the game looked like. What's it about? The review, this one I think sums it up best. It's a visual novel and dating sim that is stupendously all-encompassing, covering every kind of relationship across a multitude of genders, body shapes, and sexual orientations. That's it. That's what it's about, okay? I think that pretty well spells it out for you. That's what they're into. So as she goes, the video's a bit outdated, recorded in the summer of 2021. Validate was released in September 2022. From when this video was recorded to release, we had a few white developers join our team to help us. Oh my god! They brought on a few white people to fix things. Oh my god. Oh no, for music and audio, okay. Nowhere in this video did I say we don't hire white people or that I hate white people. No, you kind of did. I very clearly said we wanted to have a team that reflected the values of the game we were making. As a lead, you pick the best people possible for the job. Right. Yeah, that goes, yeah. Mindset doesn't care about hypocrisy. Nothing would work if they did. Yeah, 100%. In the latter half of the video, I spoke about microaggressions. Can we all agree? Can we all collectively agree, despite your ethnicity, your political leanings, religious backgrounds, can we all agree the term microaggressions is just, I don't want to say retarded, but it's retarded. Okay, it really is. And I'll say that word all the time on Twitter and stuff, but I don't want to get dinged for saying it, but come on. Microaggressions is probably the stupidest term ever invented. Like, get over yourself. Come on. We dating Gorlock the Destroyer. Dude, that's what some of these people look like. Honest to God. Oh, did you see Gorlock got like a facial facelift? Let's not go down that rabbit hole, okay? Let's see. In this case, the best people for the job were the people who understood the kind of game we were making. Developers working on a game full of queer characters who understand the importance of queerness in games that is realistic and respectful towards queer people. This is not respectful towards queer people. This makes them look like freaks. What are you talking about? My goodness. All right. Let's see. Microaggressions can be committed by anyone towards anyone else in the workplace, but in the context of what I was talking about, I had fears of certain treatment towards my marginalized workers in the workplace. I wanted my team to feel safe while working on Validate. The way Libs of TikTok posted this video made it seem like I am the lead developer, hiring director at Cliffhanger. I am not. My title is an associate junior narrative designer. I don't have any power in terms of hiring and never had. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Hi, Mahendra, how's it going? Thought they had ditched that term. No, microaggressions are still a thing. They're still using that term. It's yeah. So here's the funny thing. she doesn't even have the power to hire this team. She's doing this interview. She's talking to somebody like she actually is like the HBIC. And now she's saying, oh no, I couldn't have been racist. I couldn't have done this because I don't control who we hire. I'm just a narrative designer, a junior narrative designer at that. I've also only been working at Cliffhanger for about 9 months. Yes. Where was she working prior to Cliffhanger? Sweet Baby Inc. Okay. This video predates my time at Cliffhanger by 2 years. Again, this video is old and does not reflect my current values or the current reality of my company, Veritable Joy Studios. Yo, what? Whoa, she's got a new company? What? Oh, hang on, I'm gonna move this browser. I'm just gonna keep one over here, I think. Dude, what is this? What, did we just find something? Veritable Game Studios? What is this? Veritable Joy. Veritable Joy? Yeah, here we go. Veritable Joy Studios. Are they the ones that made Validate? Chicago-based studio working to bring you authentic, heartfelt games about people of color. These people are freaking obsessed, I swear to God. Okay, so Veritable Joy is the studio that made Validate, okay? Let me see. Validate the game, characters, Steam. Oh, let's just scroll through the characters while we're talking about it. Let's do it live. Amhari Abdi, an HR specialist. Qatari and South African. An HR specialist. Oh my God, you can't make this shit up. Oh my God, guys, this is so good. Malik Patterson, manager at Popeyes. Is that supposed to be like a knockoff of Popeyes? Oh my God. This is my favorite one, the food scientist, Inaya Saifi. Saifi, Pakistani with the mustache. Girl boss with a mustache. With a she-they food pin. Isabel Morrigan, theater. My God, a theater teacher. Rocky Harrison, oh my. Sorry guys, I'm sorry for your eyes. I really am. Arihi Cooper, a marriage counselor. Yolanda Cerisa, hairstylist, Korean and French. Hang on. Oh my God, okay. Nothing about her says Korean or French. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. Biggs smile. Oh my God. Big Smallson, delivery driver, he, him, openly bi and ready to fly, 6'4" since 2007. Oh my God, I can't, I didn't ever look through these before. Holy crap. Wait. Alonzo Davids, personal trainer, your Angle and your Devil. Now, is there something that I'm missing about angles, or did they, honest to God, misspell angel on their own website about their characters? Maybe you guys should hire an editor. Maybe you guys need to actually proofread for a living. I don't know. Anoki Black Moon. She's an Oglala Lakota Native American? That's cool, but I don't know what she is because she's a she, he, them. Ashley Collum, tell me she's transgender. Come on, give me... Have we missed a transgender person on here? I'm already on the transgender list on Twitter. I don't know if you guys have seen that going around. There's a list of transphobic Twitter users. Me and about 200,000 other people are on it. Ugh, Keaton Nervetti, film major, he, him. He's Italian. Hey, look, we got a white guy. We got my ancestors here. Future nepotism hire, showers twice a month. Wealth is a choice, horror is a lifestyle. So you got one white person and you make them smell bad. Thank you. Catherine Pinla, I don't know. Afro-Dominican. The country girl boss of the corporate world. Full-time mother, part-time BB baby collector. All right, so we went through the characters. This is good. Okay, I wish I'd come here sooner. That's what she said. That's what he said. That's what they, them said. All right, so let's go back to the main page here. Do they have any other games? Okay, because it's a self-insert node. That's why it's a self-insert, okay? So when she said she doesn't want white people working on her team, She doesn't want these people, these developers that are going to have microaggressions, you know, that we don't know, that we can't say that. She wanted to have her team, I wonder if we can find, hang on, developers. Okay. So we've got meet the team. Oh, there's no clickable links. Dang it. And they only go by first name? Are you telling me that if you buy this game, the credits are only going to have their first name? So you can't even, like, see if these people work on other games because they're not even giving their full names. Wow. But we have, okay, lead producer, Danny. We know who that is. Solange is the lead narrative designer. Lisa is the lead programmer. Kevin, who looks like a girl, lead composer, and Alexis was the art director. This is your team, and meet the contract team at Veritable Joy. And that's still these people down here. But again, no picture, no actual last name, no LinkedIn for any of these people. Maybe if you went to Validate's LinkedIn, sorry, not Validate, Veritable Joy's LinkedIn, you could actually find out who these people are and what else they've worked on. I'm sure there's a possibility that that's an option. But this one studio that she's working with now has one game that 0 people, 0, are playing. Can you imagine when a game gets down to 0? I've played some games in the past, like when Titanfall was getting hacked, the second one. The player count, I think, was like around 2,000 on Steam at one point. I love Insurgency Sandstorm. For the last year and a half, that's been my go-to game before I started playing Hell Let Loose. But like Insurgency Sandstorm, when it went to Game Pass, I think it picked up like 500 players. So I think cross-platform, you might have about had like 2,000 people a night playing it, maybe on average. Not a huge player base, but still decent, you know? To have a game hit 0, and it's your one game from your studio, that is, oof, that's bad. All right, so I don't want to go through any more of hers. She's given her excuses, whatever. Grums, back to Grums. Where is he at? Grums. Where are you, Grums? Oh, hang on, I gotta go here. I went to the wrong, let's go back. No. All right, it is here, it is right here. So, here's her tweet thread, and then this person here, who supposedly knows her, says she's a very good friend, or used to be a very good friend of hers. Negron the Malevolent, sorry. Brains fried. Danny, you used to be a very good friend to me, but you have stopped taking accountability and being careful with how you navigate public online spaces. That is to say, you are not careful with your wording and how you go about spreading a certain message. Now, this gets really good. I should have just looked up the thread, but honestly, this puts in, like, this hits the mark exactly where it needs to. I don't believe it is true when you say you want your team to be safe. You have failed to do so with us, your first group. You put F white people on the graphic of the character I designed, and it put many to all of us in jeopardy. I was being stalked and would have episodes, and then it just goes on. So, this person claims to be or former good friend of Danny here, and claims that she made them put F white people on a graphic on a character's shirt or something. Like, think about that a second. You want to say, oh no, I don't hate white people. This is just about protecting these special marginalized groups of people here. Oh my God. I'm just like, wow. And of course, people are community noting this now. And unfortunately, like, I've seen this on community notes on Twitter. People let their personal feelings on something kind of take over, and then all of a sudden they're all community noting everything. I don't know that anything on here needs a community note, to be honest. You can pretty well see it for yourself that she's full of it. But, yeah. Oh, and the funniest part, D-Day Cobra from Geeks and Gamers says, according to the Social Blade, this racist from Sweet Baby Inc. deleted 17 tweets yesterday before making this statement. So before she did this video claiming that she doesn't hate white people, or sorry, no, not the video, the statement, the tweet thread, she went on, and you can see, where is this at here? Followers, no. Tweets. Here you go, minus 17 on the 21st. So now you want to know, what were the tweets that you deleted? Deleted 17 tweets before doing this. Very curious. Very, very, very interesting. Then, let's keep going, because this gets really juicy here. I'm not sure if you guys all remember Alyssa Mercante, the one who wrote the article for Kotaku about how Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what you all think they do. Alyssa Mercante tweeted back on December 21st of last year, and then deleted it because this is an archived tweet. I'm sure if you go back and see it, it's no longer there. I'm just going to go back to sex work because at least then I can get effed a lot and I'll get paid well for it. Now, I want to know if she's honest to God serious. Like, is this something she actually did? Because imagine on your resume when you go get to be a writer or an editor for a online outlet like Kotaku. You go, oh, what was your previous job? Oh yeah, I gave blowjobs in the back alley, or I gave happy ending massages. Oh, that's great. You're perfectly qualified. More than enough. Work experience for corporate America. Yeah. So there's more to it too. Today she apparently was spurging out. I can't see it because I'm blocked by her. I'd have to go to my other account to take a look. We might do that in a minute, in fact. But this guy said, it sounds like Alyssa Mercante isn't satisfied in how much she's destroyed Kotaku with her, quote, journalism, and is setting her sights on Melanie Mac for her next hit piece. And if you don't know who Melanie Mac is, she's a YouTuber, big account. She hangs out with Friday Night Tights guys over on Nerdrotic. She's friendly with Geeks and Gamers, the Rippaverse comics, all that stuff. So there's a lot of people who don't like her for a lot of different reasons. I don't care one way or the other. The point is, she says a lot of spicy things on Twitter, and now Alyssa Mercante is trying to go after her. So check this out. She tweeted out at some point today, there's a story I've been simmering that I really want to pick back up again. If anyone has any connections to a prominent female Twitch streamer / gaming personality who leans very hard into Christianity and homophobia, DM me or email me at link in bio. And of course, someone's like, oh yeah, you're going in this March, huh? It's like, yeah, they're all excited about it. She then followed up and said, I'm particularly interested in people who knew this person before their sharp rise in popularity. Obviously, she's talking about Melanie Mac. That much everyone's kind of, figured out. She goes, also, if you personally know any decently popular gaming personalities or streamers who have seen a meteoric rise in popularity shortly after adopting more reactionary views, DM me or email me. Basically, she's looking at the writing on the wall going, okay, so this whole Gamergate 2 thing, this whole Sweet Baby Inc. thing, it's not working well for Kotaku. It's not working well for anybody. It's not working well for The Verge. People are getting hammered left and right anytime they post on Twitter. I mean, look, they're getting community noted. Even when it's not even necessary, they're getting hit, every which way. So she's thinking to herself, what's the one thing that we have left? Rage bait. Rage bait is great for clicks. Now, again, most people either use archived links or ad blockers. So these websites that rely on ad revenue aren't going to survive just on rage bait if the overall audience who's going to their websites is already blocking the ads. But there's a small percentage of people who are not, okay? Not everybody's going to be using an ad blocker. So all they're doing now, all they've got left is to try to rile up the gamers some more, hope that somebody sends a death threat, which they never actually have evidence of anyways, and try to direct traffic to their websites because nobody else is there reading it anyways. Nobody else is. Melee Games tweeted out again the Hail Mary hit pieces on. Good luck, Alyssa. Don't forget to fire up that OnlyFans once it's complete. And you can see Melanie Mac responded to her here and says, you could always just talk to me if you want, but it looks like you'd rather find people who don't like me to help you formulate some hate and lies to fit a narrative you've inevitably made up in your head for your witch hunt. And Alyssa responds, hi, Melanie. I would love a chance to talk to you. My email's in my bio if you want to reach out. I planned on sending one your way early next week as it's EOD for me. Thanks. So basically confirming that the people at Kotaku, Alyssa Mercante, everybody who's just been these vapid, awful, terrible human beings. Oh my God, this is funny. This guy said, Alyssa would rather sell her ass in the streets than write video game guides. And it's true. Alyssa Mercante is one of the ones who's complained about the fact that they're going to have to switch to gaming guides, right? She responded with demonizing sex work? Harassing women who speak out exponentially more than men? At least bring your misogyny out of the Mad Men era. Yawn. Oh my God. Okay. Somebody, we gotta find out. We gotta figure out what Alyssa Mercante did beforehand. I'm dying to know. We gotta figure this out. Because, oh my God. Someone's like, what is the story exactly that she exists? Jealousy in 1,000 words or less. Oh, here you go. This is her last Hail Mary to stay relevant before she turns to OnlyFans, unironically. Also, I was a cam girl, sillies. Alyssa Mercante was a cam girl. I don't want to think about that. Ow. And there it is, folks. Kotaku isn't going anywhere yet. They whined and cried. What is this? Kotaku staff had a somewhat productive meeting with management. Expect news to continue coming from us, at least for now. Your support and your voices certainly help, so thank you. I would be remiss if I didn't credit Jen Glenn, the one that resigned from Kotaku, for seeing the tide shift and refusing to ride along with it. Her bravery is a huge part of why today went the way it did. Give her all the flowers and all the jobs. If it went the way that you guys wanted it to at Kotaku, they would have given Jen her job back. That sounds like a bunch of BS to me. Oh, these people are so awful. Such terrible people. I'm pretty sure I've seen this story before. Oh my god, this is so good. Yeah, I'm having flashbacks from last year, G4. Wait, was G4 last year or 2022? Whoa. I think G4 was 2022. No, it had to be 2023. It was like the beginning of last year, I'm pretty sure. And to not be outdone, this is like the icing on the cake for the entire day, guys. Do y'all remember Brianna Wu? Brianna Wu from Gamergate. You know, the holy trinity of Gamergate. You had Anita Sarkeesian, Zoe Quinn, and Brianna Wu. All right. There might have been a few other people in there. Again, I've had to dig up research and look into it because, again, I wasn't paying attention the first time around. But I told you guys, I'm on a transphobic list, right? I'm on a transphobic Twitter account list with like 200,000 other people. You can look it up right here. You can go on here and see if you're on there. Starting with 00000000000AF, all the way down to whoever has the last Twitter name with the last Z at the end of it or whatever. So I'm on there somewhere in like the 50,000s, I think. Apparently, Brianna Wu, Miss Wonderful, LGBTQ inclusive, tried running for Congress, I think, and all this other stuff, got herself on the list somehow. So she responded to this account with the list of the screen names of all these people on Twitter. Hey, quick question. I am for minors transitioning, for adults transitioning. I've talked at length about the need for trans civil rights to be a Democratic Party priority. I was one of the people that helped the Leela Elkhorn story go national. I've hired trans people, done ads encouraging trans civil rights to pass, spoken at LGBT conferences on trans issues. For trans sex work. Blah. I support non-binary people. I have a position on trans equality that would be considered extreme by most of America. Do you think by including me for not having the absolute maximum view on trans issues, you are watering down the term and making it harder to call out serious transphobes? So honest to God, I don't know what she did. I have no idea what she did. Oh, hang on a second. I think they have an answer for what what crime she committed. This person, Beth, responds and says, it's a delicate balance to strike for sure. The nature of what is or isn't transphobic is inherently subjective. The list is mainly automated based on reports by soup can users. What's soup can? Is that like 4chan for lefties? Feel free to appeal the label. Here are the reported reasons for the red mark. Okay, here's what Brianna Wu did. And the funny thing is, I thought Brianna Wu was trans. Like, I've seen so many conflicting stories that Brianna Wu was born a guy, that she wasn't, that he, I don't know. I've got no idea. So here's the reasons that Brianna Wu is transphobic. Constant transmed BS and just being vile towards trans people. What? Repeated and documented instances of denigrating trans women and erasing non-binary gender identities. They've got a Twitter link on here too, but you can't click on it. Blair White tier transphobia. Uses slurs against non-binary people. I can't imagine this. So she responded, I want to be really clear. I am not planning on taking legal action. Well, how would you take legal action? This person ran for Congress or something, right? What an idiot. Okay. So she says, I want to be really clear. I'm not planning on taking legal action, but you remember the shitty media men list, right? That ended up in a massive lawsuit? Because if you add a bunch of allegations in a list without checking it, it's crazy defamatory. I have no doubt that your intention is to help, but geez, this is a bad idea. Not just that you could personally be sued, but because it's a shitty thing to do to publicly accuse people of holding the beliefs without really being certain about it. And then she responded, or they, I don't know who Beth is or what they identify as. Anyone can verify for themselves on Twitter if said person is transphobic or not. Allegations of unverifiable private behavior are not the same as what public information is. Oh my god, the infighting is fantastic. Does it matter if she's trans? Not really. No, not really at all. That's irrelevant. It's just fun. Well, I mean, it would matter. It would matter in context of if you're calling a transgender person transphobic, that's pretty asinine. So that is the one situation where it does matter. I mean, yeah, Brianna Wu's insane. It doesn't matter what Brianna thinks they or he or she or whatever they are is. It's completely irrelevant. But it would make it more relevant if you take somebody who is actually transgender and you put them on a list of known transphobes. I mean, look at this list. Okay, this thing is insane. Where are we at here? I guess it's the same thing. So like, just to get to my Twitter username, you got to go, where are we at? We're still in the C's, okay? Now we're just in the A's. Let me just grab this thing and pull it way down. Also what she said. Let's see. All right, we're back. We're in the O's. I got to go back up. And the Jeopardy music going. Holy crap. All right, so we're in the M's now. So mine is somewhere in the 50,000s, okay? The list goes all the way down currently to 91,762 people. Term trans and transphobic is different. I mean, yeah, technically. The thing I hate about the term transphobic, or any phobic for that matter, is when you're talking about things like agoraphobia, arachnophobia, claustrophobia, like all those things that are actual crazy Americans. Yeah. It's crazy Americans, crazy Canadians. It's pretty much anybody who speaks English on the Western side of the world. Someone's OCD? Yeah, a little bit. But that's the thing. It's like the term phobic is supposed to apply to fear or anxiety-inducing fear or things that cause panic because of anxiety or fear. I'm not afraid of a transgender person. Like, I've seen that their physicality. What would I be scared of? I'm not scared of a transgender person. I don't think men belong in women's spaces. That's not a fear. That's a belief. I guess, yeah. What is Brianna Wu's? I want to see if she's still on here. Brianna Wu, that's just her Twitter handle. Okay, let's go back up to the B's. I wonder if they actually removed Brianna from this list or not. Let me see. Bruce, Broom, blah, 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 blah. Almost there. LMN. Brianna Wu is still here, number 12,226. Oh, yeah. Yeah, any sort of... Well, that's the thing, is you reap what you sow. And these are the kind of people that Brianna Wu hangs out with. These are the kind of people that Brianna Wu has courted. Same with Anita Sarkeesian, same with Zoe Quinn, same with all these people. Same with the Alyssa Mercantes and the Ash Parishes over at The Verge. Ash Parish, horrible human being. She's the one that wrote the article for The Verge, basically downplaying all this stuff too. Oh, that's the thing. It's a completely useless list. The list is a waste of time. And to say that you can be sued over it, like, no way. Come on. What? So somebody finds a reason to put you on a list, and you want to act like it's like, oh no, you can get like a class action law. No, get out of here. Defamation or whatnot. Because your Twitter user handle got put onto a list. Like, give me a break. Oh, this is good. Someone says journalism and prostitution are literally the same thing. Ouch. What else did I have in my bookmarks? I had some other stuff pulled aside for later, but I don't think I looked up all of it. No, I'm going to be very curious to see what Alyssa Mercante is cooking up, though. Very curious about it indeed, because honestly, all they have left at Kotaku is rage bait. That's all they got left. If they can get people to get pissed off and go to them for clicks. The funniest part is this gal, this Megan Farokmanesh, I think her name is Farokmanesh, the senior writer at Wired. She was the one of these ones that was just like tweeting nonstop about Kotaku and all this other crap and like, oh, I'm just being harassed. And it's like, dude, you got like nobody in your freaking mentions here. What is this? Who am I blocked by? Dude, I'm at that point now on Twitter where I'm getting blocked just by like lists of people. When people do those things where anybody who follows or likes this gets blocked, I'm constantly seeing things that I can't see, and for whatever reason, it's from an account I'm blocked by. This one might just be protected. Well, no, that's the thing. If you want to seem like... Well, that's a good idea. Listing reporters who are actually not doing their work. I mean, but what is it? God, that almost doesn't even matter. Because if people are going to still keep them employed, I mean, who's going to do anything about it? Who's going to make it change? If you get blocked, it means you matter. Oh, that might be too much of a pat on the back for me. But it might just be something I said, and honestly, I don't really care. Notice that pro-GG people will include all relevant info and anti-GG won't. Yeah, and see, that's the thing is, like, I can't be pro-GG because I wasn't here for GG. What I can say is, from what I've read and researched and seen, and the actions I've seen of people on both sides, you might have had a few people on Gamergate on the side of things where they're like, they were sending legitimate threats. The thing is, nothing ever materialized to where these people that were reporting on it could say, oh yeah, see, here's the list of things that people have threatened to do, because they never have them. Their lists aren't real. The threats aren't real. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I mean, at least to keep it in mind. And at least if you know going into it that somebody has done their articles in the past where it's a complete blatant lie and they're not sourcing anybody, they're not using any actual information, they're ignoring parts of the story. Like, for example, let me find the one from The Verge. Where is, let me go to The Verge. The Gamer is a great one too. The Gamer is complete shit. Oh my god. One of the worst websites that exists. Let me see here. Where is the search function on The Verge? Oh, yeah, here we go. Is it Sweet Baby Inc? I can't remember the name of the article they did. That was Ash Parrish. Oh yeah, the return of Gamergate is smaller and sadder. So for example, this one here. Oh no, you're good, Richie, no worries. I'm gonna wrap up soon anyways and hit the hay. I've somehow not managed to get sick. I've felt like I was getting the flu for like the last 3 days, and somehow it hasn't happened. My son is getting over it. His brother and sister haven't gotten it yet. My wife is still halfway through it, but I'm like, I'm still kicking. I'm not dead yet. Yeah. A group of gamers has mobilized a harassment campaign against a story consultant company, marginalized developers and journalists in protest of what they see as, quote, forced diversity in gaming. By Ash Parrish, and again, talking about that list of reporters, a reporter who has covered the business, culture, and communities of video game for 7 years. Previously, she worked at Kotaku. And that tells you all you need to know. Previously worked at Kotaku, opinion disregarded. Straight out the window. Vitamin C? Yeah, I've got my vitamins. I typically when I start... So I have a suppressed immune system because I take this shot once every 2 months called Stelara. It's for my Crohn's disease and helps keep the stomach stuff under control. Works pretty well so far. The issue is it does suppress the immune system because it's to treat inflammation. So it's anti-inflammatory. And unfortunately, with the way those work is they kind of hit your immune system first. So yeah, I tend to get sick a little bit more often than I used to. And when that starts happening, I'll just take all my vitamins and just cram them, like, zinc and vitamin B, vitamin C, all that other stuff. So I'm trying to stay on top of that. So I find it funny too that Ash Parrish did the same thing Alyssa Mercante did and went into the Sweet Baby Detected Discord and basically kind of kicked up a fuss and then got blocked and then wanted to act like a victim. And again, it's the same mentality. It's the victim mentality. It's what they always go to. It's always, oh, I went in there and they all just attacked me and look how terrible they are. And so let's see. This growing group of people want to believe themselves a new incarnation of Gamergate. A harassment campaign started in 2014. Again, opinion disregarded. You're not even telling the truth to begin with. That targeted women speaking out against misogyny in the video games industry. Back then, the harassers used obfuscating tactics, cloaking their oftentimes violent harassment in the veneer of legitimate complaint. Okay, let's click the link. Let's see what the violent harassment is. About 20 police officers sent to Gamergate critics' former home after fake hostage threat. Fake hostage threat, okay? After starting in mid-August and continuing in full force through October, the Gamergate controversy started slowing down, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, an online fight had nasty offline consequences this weekend when an angry internet denizens swatted the former residence of an anti-Gamergate figure. Grace Lynn, who goes by the handle Pixel Goth. I've seen Pixel Goth on Twitter. Pixel Goth probably has me blocked. Oh, no, Pixel Goth doesn't exist now. Okay, I know I've seen that name. Was at one point a supporter of Gamergate's crusade, but after defecting, she became a highly visible target of derision and anger. Then yesterday, she tweeted that a poster on the 8chan message board was trying to get police sent to her house with a fake hostage threat. Lynn linked to a very not safe for work thread in which a user offered to swat and post personal information about a person of the board's choosing, and she said that they found an old address from her domain name registration. She followed up soon after saying she had contacted the police. Yeah, this is literally BS. It's crap. So, swatting, bad? Yes. If you swat, should you go to jail? Yes. That's easy. No proof. No proof as to who it was. No proof as to that she could connect it to anybody who actually was connected to Gamergate. It could have been one insane person who's like, hey, let's make these people look like assholes and we're just going to go fake a swatting. Deserting? Yeah. I wonder what the whole story there is. It was supposed to be decentralized. What was Gamergate? Yeah. Well, the problem is with a lot of the decentralized stuff, and you've seen this like with the Comicsgate stuff. You've seen this with other movements. Gigi died when someone tried to take charge. Well, you got to be careful about who takes charge, unfortunately. Like, the reality is charismatic people. You know, we've seen this throughout history. Charismatic people are the ones who will get people to follow them. And unfortunately, charismatic people can also be narcissistic and can also be sociopathic. So you got to be very careful when you're following somebody just based on charisma alone. So I'm not saying that all charismatic people are sociopaths, but unfortunately there are a large percentage that are. I mean, look at actors. Actors and singers are probably the most narcissistic people on the planet for a reason. They want to be center stage. So unfortunately, when it comes down to it, those are the people that as much as you want to be charmed by their charisma, you also should definitely not trust them. Where it's a consumer advocacy camp, yeah, 100%. Yeah. Same with the Wall Street protests. Yeah. No, I love it because I feel like just discussing it, just by being around, making videos about it, writing some articles about it once in a while over on Fandom Pulse, and just having Twitter interactions and just being present for it is better than it having a leader. I don't think it needs a leader. Consumer advocacy is the best way to put it because the majority of consumers have had enough. What about streamer Uwu? Not sure about that one. Oh man, I am tired. It's not even that late. But again, this bug is trying to kick my ass every day, and every day I'm somehow avoiding it. But still, it's not easy to stay ahead of this thing. I'll tell you that. All right, I kind of burned through all the articles I wanted to talk about, all the different little topics. I know there's going to be some new thing tomorrow that kicks off. I feel like every day there's going to be something. There's just going to be some new, like, I don't know if it's the journalists that are trying to push the whole idea that we are in Gamergate all over again, or it's just the fact that the more we dig, the more we find the garbage embedded into all the different industries in the media. But this thing is going to have legs for a while, I feel like. Oh no, I'm trying. Honestly, I started feeling it like 3-4 days ago, and I'm still not sick yet. So I feel like if I just keep pushing through it, stay up on the vitamins, get plenty of sleep, I should be fine. I'm drinking lots of fluids, so I'm good there. Probably having a little too much caffeine, but hey, it's all good. You know, it's funny. One thing that I hadn't realized before, though, I knew that Kim Bedard over at, or sorry, not Kim Bedard, Kim Belair had worked for Ubisoft. What I didn't realize was that Bedard, her co-founder for Sweet Baby, was a marketing guy. Somebody had said a few days ago that he was a marketing expert, that he wasn't so much into games. And I guess that's true, because when he worked at Ubisoft, he worked in marketing in both there and Eidos. And Kim Belair, writer and narrative designer who worked at Ubisoft, yeah, see, so she was the one with Sweet Baby that was all into the whole narrative design. The dude Bedard that she got connected with, he's just the one that was like, hey, here's a great idea. The funniest part is that Bedard is a white guy. That's the part that cracks me up the most. Kim Belair is, a person of color, and I hate that term so much. It's like, the term just seems so derogatory. I hate even saying it. But yeah, just marketing. That's all this is. It's creating a problem that you then have to fix, and then you sell the solution. And then you go to other companies and you create the problem and say, you guys need to fix this too. It goes back to the whole Pokemon company thing. The fact that they are going to be creating these groups, Women of Pokemon, okay? Or the Rainbow Gym, the Pokemon Black Diaspora, Familia Pokemon. Game devs need a marketing man and a money man. Yeah, unfortunately, she's bad marketing. This whole thing, I mean, it's worked with the corporate level stuff up until this point now with like BlackRock and Vanguard and the ESG, initiatives and all that stuff. The issue is that all the venture capital that was pumped into these websites years ago is drying up. There's not enough money to go around. And so what you're seeing now is that these companies are failing because they're continuing to push the DEI crap. People are saying, okay, I'm tuning out. And then they still get the bailouts from BlackRock and Vanguard and everything else. It's like, I just want to get enough money to buy a small house one day for my wife and kids. We were in a better position back in 2020 before the whole world got shut down and then our finances turned to crap. We were ready to look at buying a house. Now I have to face the prospect that we'll never be able to buy a house where we live currently. And it's like, these people are getting paid $250,000 to tell people that they're racist because they didn't have enough of a certain type of Pokemon. I mean, give me a break. Oh, I'm not kidding. This job over at the Pokemon company, it's an hour-and-a-half drive from me. Hell, I should just apply. Just for the funsies, Just for the hell of it. All right, guys, I'm going to hit the hay. I appreciate you guys hanging out. It's been a lot of fun. Not sure that I'll have a new video out this weekend just because, honestly, it depends on if there's anything that's come up or if I dig up anything that needs to be talked about. But U.S. economy is going to have positive interest rate now, so money's harder to get. Yeah, dude, plus inflation. I would live in the forest in a heartbeat if I could. Honestly, that would be the way to go. All right. Later, guys. I appreciate you guys for hanging. Again, thank you all for subbing. This has been a fantastic month. Mind-blowing. Couldn't do it without you guys. I'll catch you later.
I have a team of 21